Uh, Hey, yo, what's good, y'all? My beautiful people out there in the tube of the U. It's your boy J Nuck over here at Hookah Nucka, and today just wanted to have a session with my boy AyohJay. Basically, we're gonna talk a little Carbon 1 Apple on Top hose. So Jay, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
AOJ on YouTube. They call me Jay. Nothing really to introduce. I mean, just gonna go in on this, and I guess we'll just go in freestyling. I guess, like you said.
For sure, we're gonna do a little freestyle, just pretty much give our thoughts. And Jay's reviewed this product on his channel as well as me, so we're just gonna kind of go over, what we think about it this far along. I know for me personally, it was kind of like a first impressions. So I got a few different thoughts on it now. So, oh, hold on. I had my I have it pulled up on the YouTube page, and like it just like blasted in my ear just now, but we're good. But before we get started, man, what are you smoking out of?
Right now, smoking out of a single Comanja wheat, some red ruby crystal, regular Egyptian clay bowl, and of course the Carbon 1 hose. We're here for that, right? So,
Yes, sir. Did you say what you were smoking?
no, actually, it's a mix between grapefruit, watermelon mint, and mint.
Nice. That sounds
Oh yeah.
interesting. You were hyping up that grapefruit the last time we talked here on YouTube.
I can't get enough of it. I love the grapefruit. I really do.
I gotta get. I still haven't tried it, man. I know, man. I'm shaming myself right now, but I'm smoking out of my all black Omar violin chiller. I like to do that when I talk about this. Rocking the Samsara's bowl with the Cloud Lotus, three coconut coals. Obviously the Carbon 1 hose as well. And I was jonesing for some banana ramo, but I don't have any. So
Hmm.
I took pure banana. I mixed it with Carnival Nights and an unreleased flavor from Hayes called the Watermint. So it's not quite banana rama, but it's actually pretty good. It's pretty interesting.
That sounds pretty interesting, to be honest.
So real quick before we get into anything, let me just shout out the chat box real fast. Shout out to Odie Matos. Shout out to Christina. Shout out to Bro Nizzle. Chris LA Rock 43. Strictly Shisha. Ecstatic 81 and Christina Hernandez. And I think I already said Bro Nizzle. So, what's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. Myself as well as Jay, I'm sure he appreciates it.
Yep.
And we hope you guys enjoy the show. So, let's dive right into it. Apple on top, Carbon 1 hose. We kind of got it around the same time. I think I might have got it like a week before you or something. I'm not too positive on that. How long would you say you've had it for?
I actually got it on the first that podcast that I did with you guys. So Thanksgiving Day is the day I actually got it. Um, Alex sent it with one of my friends, and I just basically picked it up from him, and that was the exact day that I got it. So.
So I got it a tad bit before Thanksgiving, not too much earlier. So we're about the both same time link in on the product, and I gotta say off the bat, I still love it. It's still beautiful to this point. There's been no discoloration for me. It still performs well. I want to touch on something real fast. You noticed it when the whenever you would purge, a tiny bit of smoke would come out of this portion. I'm not getting that anymore. Are you still getting that?
You know what? Initially, when I saw it, it kind of freaked me out. I mean, being such an expensive product, you would expect some type of quality control. So I kind of just like, forced it down a little bit. Mine went away. Um, I really haven't been too, I guess, picky on whether or not it was there. So I really haven't noticed it. But for the time being, it's gone. I'm not saying that's gonna really make it, superior product now, but but it's gone for me.
Yeah, same here. Because after you pointed it out, I looked and I noticed it, but then I've been looking for it ever since, and it really kind of went away. I kind of pushed mine down in there too. I don't know if I did anything, to help that, but I haven't noticed it. So that's definitely a thumbs up. By the way, Bro Nizzle says your mix sounds delicious, and I didn't get any love, so I guess you win that. Um, Real quick, so this far along into it, Jay, like, what are some of your likes for this? Like,
You know what? To be honest, when it comes to a hose, I'm not really. I don't look for anything in particular. I'm just. I mean, if it's wide open, that's basically what I'm gonna go with. As far as aesthetics, that's another, I guess, key element to why I buy hookah products or I look forward to hookah products is more for the aesthetic appeal. I really haven't used these with or this hose with other people other than myself. Um, so I mean, I think it's a dope product, but that's just my personal opinion. I mean, I can't really speak for what everybody else thinks, but overall, I think it's pretty dope. I like it a lot.
Yeah, same here. Before I chime in, I gotta give you props on your Gamma Jordan hoodie. Is that a Gamma? That's fresh.
Well,
That is fresh. I like that. I like
girl,
that.
girlfriend hooked
That
me up.
blue just pops. Anyhow, no, but I do like this product. Some of the likes I have about it, um, I don't know if it's attributed to me smoking with the tip, but sometimes I want a little bit of a restricted, not it's not like super restricted, but just a little bit less than like a Thunder Pro hose, for example. I want something a little bit more tighter, maybe to pinpoint flavors a little bit better. And that's what I really like about this hose. And it's so durable. I mean, again, compared to my Dream hose, man, it's just way more pliable. And I don't know, man, it feels better in my hands. And I don't feel like I'm going to knock anything over. So
Yeah.
I don't know, like you said, man, it's real aesthetically pleasing. Hopefully I didn't butcher that word too bad. But
Nah.
it's just like that's the main thing that attracted me to it as well is the looks of it. I was like, man, this just looks dope. I'm looking to complete my all black everything hookah. So I
Mhm.
mean, this is it right here, and I'm as happy as can be. Um, what you have you smoked it on just like your KMs or like is there any specific like hookah that you've tried it with that you've noticed anything different or not really?
Well, you know what? For as many hookahs as I have, and I at this point I think it's close to 16 or 14, somewhere around 14 to 16 hookahs. I only really smoke out of my cans. I'll use an Omar uh, within my rotation, but for the most part, it's just been this Kamanja and my Diamond Omar. Sometimes it's I use it on the ball Omar, but I mean generally it's going to be in that same Egyptian vicinity, which is the KM standard. You know what I mean? I haven't used it on. Somebody actually asked me if it works on glass. I haven't tried it on glass, and I'm a bit scared just because that actual hookah port is metal. So glass doesn't expand well when it's cold, and the whole idea behind hookah is for the smoke to be cooler. So I don't want to really force it into anything glass. I wouldn't suggest anybody do it, but if you're ballsy enough to try it, which I mean, if you're balling enough to try it, then go ahead. But I wouldn't do it, man.
I will say, man, I did actually try it on my Spiral Monster. I inserted a grommet with it, so I felt a little bit safe with that. But it performed well. But I definitely hear what you're saying on that with the whole like metal and everything. Like, that's definitely something you kind of want to be careful with that. But so far so good with my Spiral. Shout out to Spiral Design. I don't know if you got a chance to catch that review, Jay, but I reviewed the Monster. Man, that little thing's a beast, bro.
Yeah, the little I don't know, this little spherical looking thing, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I seen it. I seen it.
it's a
I
beast.
want you.
So, okay, are there any dislikes right off the bat you have about the hose?
Okay, well, I guess what really changed my whole perspective on what hose I use for a particular setup has been the weight. I mean, that's just a given with everybody that smokes hookah. They don't want a hose that's going to weigh down the hookah, which makes it a little bit, a little bit sketchy when it hits carpet or when it's on the table. You don't want it sliding around or anything like that. Um, I don't have that problem anymore just because I have wood floor and I use a base protector, so it sticks pretty well to the floor. But that's what really drove me away from the big bulkier hoses. I still use my Najum occasionally. I'll still use some of the Caravan hoses that I have, but for the most part, it's been the fancy hose and new hoses, and that's kind of one of the dislikes that I guess that I don't like is how the hose is a little bit more heavier, I guess you can say,
Hmm.
than those two, the new hose or the fancy hose. But that's just me being a little bit picky. I mean, I can't always get what I want, but that's just not. It's not even a real dislike, I guess you can say. But that's just something that I found that you know, look for in a hose.
No, definitely. I definitely agree with you on that. I'll piggyback you on that as well. So I won't bore everybody and repeat the same things you just said, but that's pretty accurate to how I feel as well. Um, this far in, have you noticed like any ghosting?
Oh, that's one thing that I actually was thinking of just now. When I before we started this actual podcast, I have been using that on multiple flavors. I mean, everything from cinnamon to mints and some really sweet flavors. Some stuff that I haven't tried, but I know it's gonna be sweet. I still use it in this hose. I mean, just to see what it'd be like. And when I plugged this in today and I started smoking out of it, I couldn't remember whether or not I washed it. I'm real, you know, I'm a clean freak. I wash everything before I smoke. I wash everything before I go to sleep. It's just how I do things. And I couldn't tell whether or not I used it. So I'm assuming that I washed it, but I haven't had any real ghosting. It's pure flavor the whole way.
Yeah, same here, man. I have to definitely piggyback again. I have not noticed any ghosting. I may have cleaned this like twice in the lifespan of it, and I pretty much just when I'm done using it, I blow the excess smoke out and hang it. And sometimes I'll give it a whirl,
Uh-huh.
which I don't know if that's good with this, but I mean I haven't had any problems. It didn't fly off and like bust my TV or anything, but I'll give it a little whirl or whatever. But I haven't really noticed too bad of like a condensation buildup or anything. I mean, all hoses are gonna have a little bit of that, but I think
Yeah.
if you just kind of blow out the smoke and just kind of keep up with your regular hose maintenance, it should
Mhm.
perform as well as the other hoses you have. Um, where would you say this ranks for you amongst all your other hoses?
It really just depends. If we're gonna rank it as an overall with aesthetics and quality and performance, um, it's really I would say somewhere around a 9 for me. I mean, I would deduct the full point just because I'm not used to how heavy it is. Other
Hmm.
than that, it's a pretty dope hose. But yeah, there's all sorts of guidelines that people can say, what they like and dislike and give it an overall rating. Um, but as far as those three sections, I would just label somewhere close to a 9. And I haven't done like a number review on an item in a long time, but I still do it in my head. And I would say, yeah, it's somewhere around a 9 for myself.
So would you say it gets pretty heavy rotation, in regards with the rest of your hoses?
It does. This is rotated between, like I said, three hoses. I use a brown Najum hose, which is, I think, a version 3. It doesn't have that ribbon around the actual hose.
Hmm.
That's the hose that's made by Alex that I personally like just because it's a little bit more pliable. It moves a little bit better than, the version 1 Najums. And then I mix it with, obviously, the fancy hose. And yeah, it gets pretty like I smoke every day. It's 2 or 3 bowls every day, so it sees some pretty heavy usage.
Yeah, same here. I really it gets a lot of it gets heavy play in my rotation, I should say. I use this quite a bit. Um, it's just like I don't have a problem with ghosting again, and it's simple. Like it makes it easier on me. I do want to ask you though, as far as cleaning, like, is there any specific like way you clean it, like when you put the water through it, or like how do you go about cleaning this?
um, uh, Usually I just grab like a funnel. I found one of these funnels over at I think it was Walmart, either Walmart or Lowe's, and it has a little bit of a silicone fit to it.
Okay.
Towards the end, it tapers down, so I just shove it over the mouth tip
Oh,
and I just run
I
hot
think we
water.
got a. Oh, you froze there for a little bit. My bad.
Oh,
The last thing I heard was the silicone fit to
well,
it.
yeah, so I found a funnel, like I said, at Walmart or either it was Walmart or Lowe's, one of the two. It has a silicone fit. I just shove it over the mouthpiece and I just run extremely hot water over it. That can be, I wouldn't really recommend you run hot water through it. If this has any type of glue, it'll melt the glue. It'll start to separate the glue. Usually warm water is best. Um, but I kind of wanted to really test the durability. And I do that with most of my hoses just to see how long it'll last. So I run really hot water through it, and hot water, as we all know, takes away of the ghosting if there's any.
Yeah, for sure. So, do you see this as something that you think it'll last for a pretty good while, like a couple years?
You know what? From what I'm experiencing, if you ever held this hose, if you ever got to use the hose, it feels like it should last a very long time, and I'm definitely hoping that it will. Um, but I can't really say. And like you said, it gets. this is definitely in my starting lineup. It gets some pretty heavy usage, and I'm hoping that it's gonna last me a long time because at the price point that it's at, it should last a very long time. And going back to that little section where we had the problem with the leak, I'm
Right.
thinking now, or actually was thinking a couple days ago when I was using it, I couldn't find the leak. I was thinking that maybe the metal, started to heat up and expanded and possibly cover the hole. So I'm not necessarily seeing that as a problem anymore. I'm just hoping that it's gone for good. So, but as far
Yeah.
as I see it, I think it should last a while.
Yeah, I think so too. I feel like it's built very well. Again, to touch on what you just did as far as that little leak, I mean, we both had it, so I
Yeah.
mean, it's definitely there. But like we both said, it went away. So I'm not sure what exactly that's attributed to. Maybe like what you said. That seems like the only logical explanation, really. But there's some people asking the price point on this. I can't remember exactly. Is this a $60 hose?
Yeah, I think it was somewhere around six. It was either 59.99 or 69.99. Somewhere between. I mean, $10 makes a whole big of a difference, but it's somewhere in that price range.
For sure. And if you guys want to get it, you could slide in my little discount code over at Five Star and knock 15% right off. So, I mean, would you say it's worth the price point though, this far in?
Um, you know what? If people are really into that carbon fiber aesthetic look, then yes. I know some people don't like the skinnier handles. They prefer, the wider handles. It feels a little bit more authentic, I guess you can say, as far as hookah smoking goes. It's more traditional. Um, People like that stuff. I don't know. I don't know anybody who dislikes this particular style and hoses, but I can see some people having a problem with it. Um, but yeah, I don't know, man. I personally I like carbon fiber parts. I like carbon fiber parts, but they're known not to fit well. So as long as they're doing their quality control and they're testing each hose out and they're making sure that they're paying attention to detail, I can see everybody loving it.
Yeah, I definitely agree, man. I feel like it's worth the price point. I mean, I'm kind of a diva when it comes to hookah smoking. I'm proud to admit it. It's fine. I got a daughter. We're divas together. But no, she doesn't smoke hookah, guys. So chill out, relax. Um, but like, I'm really into the looks, man. A lot of times I try to match, like, I got my little black and then the red, whatever. But I'm a little diva, so I'm into that. You know what I mean? So for me, it performs well. And it looks great. I love this look like so much. I really do. Just because like, especially like I use the Samsara's bowl. It's black, and then my Lotus on top. It's like it mimics it, and I don't know. I'm really into that. So
Going, touching on that a little bit as far as color coordinating. I think a lot of people that have, I guess, the similar sense of style as we do, more of that urban streetwear, lean more towards that. But I have a lot of people asking me like, why'd you put a turquoise base cover on a coffee crystal base? And I'm just like, man, it's $3. Like sometimes I want to break it up a little bit, but that's just me. I really don't color coordinate as much anymore. When I first got into hookah, it used to be like this needs to go with that, that needs to go with this. I'm only gonna use this hose for this hookah. Not so much anymore. I'm just like, yo, if it works and I like it, I'm gonna smoke it. I don't really look at my hookah anyway. So, but
but
if I'm going out with friends, that's a different story.
but see, that's the beautiful thing about it. It's kind of like you see it in sneakers now, and I'm kind of getting off topic, but like with the Kobe's and the Bronze and the KDs, they got the what the Kobe's or what the KDs, where they just throw like everything together. So you kind of got like a what the hookah. You know what I mean? Like that's dope, bro. That's
Mashup
dope.
right there.
So I'm feeling that. I just saw another question. Try to catch up. Odie asks, "Does it make the smoke faster?" Wow, he's trolling us because I said carbon fiber on cars, in a sense, makes the car goes faster because it's lighter. So if your car's lighter, it's gonna be faster, right?
Um,
Another another question we had was, are there cheaper carbon fiber hoses on the market? I don't know of any. I think this is the first of its kind. Do you know of any by any chance?
I don't know anybody taking that step or that leap, mixing something that is, I guess, that carbon material with hookah. It's usually just plastic. It's easier to make. It's cheaper to make. Um, it actually takes there's actually I guess a trial and I don't know what they would really call it, but it actually takes some time to really make a carbon fiber product. It's just not as easy as, you know, wrapping wrapping material over plastic. You actually have to go through a whole molding process with plastic to create a mold and to lay the fiber and to cure the fiber. You know, it's there's multiple steps, and I can actually see why it's priced at what it is, because it actually takes some time to make. But yeah, I don't know of anybody creating something like this out of carbon or any type of fiber material.
Yeah, I definitely haven't seen anything else like it. So I'm sure you've smoked this with many different bowls, I'm assuming. I've smoked it with a couple of different bowls. Have you noticed, like, if it works better with, say, an edgy bowl versus a funnel bowl or vice versa, or have you noticed anything like that?
Um, to be honest, I've only really smoked this out of two bowls, funnel bowl and Egyptian clay. There's only two reasons why I would use a funnel bowl and Egyptian clay. One for Tangiers, Egyptian clay for everything else, basically. Um, so other than that, I really haven't used, like you said, like the bowl you're using. I haven't used it on a vortex. I don't know if it makes any type of difference. I'm assuming that it shouldn't. But one thing that I did notice is that when the coals start to get a little bit low or the heat's not up to par, it makes me cough. I don't know if it's the hose, but when I switched hoses, maybe the narrow restriction on the fancy hose lessens up the cough because there's less air. I don't know if that's the case at all, but
Ah.
that's something that I've just noticed. I don't know if it's me. Like I said, I'm a picky person. I don't know if it's me being picky or not, but something that I noticed.
Yeah, I don't know if I've quite noticed it yet. I mean, I usually don't go like longer than an hour and a half in my sessions. I've gone for 2 hours with this, and I haven't really had any problems yet. I don't know if that's attributed to the mouth tip. Have you used the mouth tip on your hose yet?
I have. I just because this is a little bit more wide open than a fancy hose, I use the mouth tip just to kind of restrict it, like you said, a little bit, and it helped me out. It actually felt better, and then I started feeling comfortable enough to use it without the mouth tip. Once I got my heat on par, because that's what I was thinking that was ruining my smoke session, and it's been working fine for me. So I don't know.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that. And just a quick shout out to AyohJay. He thought I was Samoan, so he's saying that you're Samoan too. So whatever.
Samoan.
We some Samoans. So we got a question from Bro Nizzle. He says, "Do you guys only use washable or any other leather hoses like the Elmas or the Timsa? I don't know how to pronounce that, but
Intense.
do you
Um,
use any of those?"
no, I haven't used a non-washable hose in, I would say, I don't know, 4 years. And the reason behind that is because when you smoke hookah, condensation builds up eventually, and it starts to rust. And I've noticed if I use a non-washable hose longer than probably a year, not only does it ghost, but you start to get like some particles,
Hmm.
going into your mouth, and it's just not enjoyable. I mean, I personally don't dig it when I smoke hookah. So ever since basically all my non-washable hoses have completely destroyed themselves or I depleted its lifespan, I just pretty much use all my washable hoses. I haven't had a problem with it, so I haven't had any reason to change it.
Yeah, same here, man. I remember I had my first experience with a non-washable hose that had a bunch of particle buildup, I guess. And I went over to my friend's house and we got the hookah set up and we were ready to smoke. And I took the first pull, dude, and it was just caked my mouth. After that,
Yeah.
I was like, never again, man, never again. Although, like the Khalil Mamoon rainbow hose is actually one of my favorite hoses. I just wish that there was some way to like prolong the lifespan of it, man. It was an awesome hose.
And that's something that a lot of people don't understand too. Is it may be good, non-washable hoses if you're smoking out of one flavor. I mean, you're gonna get a tremendous amount of flavor. If you're smoking mint, you got a dedicated hose for mint. It's going to taste always minty. Um, but you don't want that bacteria. And there's a lot of, I guess, speculation about hookah, creating some type of disease, or in a sense, yeah, basically. So I don't really buy into it, but then again, I don't want to be the first one to, catch something. Uh, so I'm gonna play it safe and just stick with my now or my washables.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Um, I think I measured this out before, but I don't quite exactly remember what the length was from end to end. Do you remember by any chance how this measures?
You know what? I do not know. I want to say it's somewhere close to, I don't know. I would say
I,
typical length there.
I want to say 60, but I don't remember exactly what I measured it out to.
Yeah, because
Maybe
I
not.
know the Brazilians are somewhere close to like 72 or something like that.
Yeah, they're pretty long.
It's not nearly as long as that, but it is. I would say somewhere close to 60, maybe 64.
Would you I mean this is a pretty I mean if you had friends over like it's definitely got enough length and pliability to pass around without any commotion or to cause any problems, I would say.
Mhm.
It could definitely reach everybody in the circle or whatever. Let's see. Somebody just asked if I'm Filipino. I'm not Filipino, but I know a lot of Tagalog. Um, let's see. Oh my gosh, I'm like so behind in the chat. Um, well, as while I'm looking at that, as far as your channel, do you got anything new coming up that you want to mention to everybody?
I'm starting to get back into reviews. I mean, I think that's a plus. I know a lot of people have been wondering where I've been recently. And I kind of explained it in one of my other previous videos and within the last podcast that I did with you guys. Just took a time off. I mean, I didn't stop smoking. That was one of the questions that somebody actually asked me if I stopped smoking, if I got sick of it. Didn't stop smoking. I was just stressed out, and I didn't feel like sitting in front of a camera trying to fake the funk with you guys and you know put on a smile and just review something if I wasn't really going to be into it, and something that I when I got into hookah, doing hookah reviews, I was passionate about it and I really wanted to give information on just a little time. Took a little time off to myself. So I'm starting to get back heavy into it again, kind of getting excited again with new products and stuff like that. So you guys will probably see more videos as of now. I'm trying to get a good intro back, but yeah, just I mean, just overall, just getting into the whole routine again and getting back into the industry.
I think I left a comment on one of your latest videos. I was like, "That's Jay singing on that outro." Started from the bottom now.
I wish. Damn.
Oh snap. Okay, so Amir Leroya says they have plastic, aluminum, glass hoses. What do you think, or what would you want the next hose to be made out of? That's interesting. I mean,
Hmm.
what else is there?
I mean, yeah, there's not really any. Yeah, there's not really much. I mean, that you can really do. I mean, if you made it out of drywall, I mean, I really don't know. Like, but like, somebody else was saying that about if there's any other carbon or cheaper carbon fiber material. There's actually one cheaper material that was really popular within the car industry, and it was Kevlar. It looks pretty
Mm.
much the same, except it has a yellowish tint to it. I mean, it's still black, except instead of a gray tint, you're gonna get more of a yellowish tint. That was really popular with car fanatics. I can see actually somebody going towards that. It's a lot cheaper than carbon fiber. Takes the same process, I guess you can say, because you gotta still use a resin to make it nice and glossy. Still gotta create a mold. You still gotta do all the footwork to actually produce it, but it is cheaper at the end. The product, the actual material is a lot cheaper than carbon.
Right on. Good information there. I definitely am not enough of a car enthusiast to be able to answer stuff like that. So thank you, Jay. Strictly Shisha, Zach over there wants to know if you're going to be at TPE this year at the end of the month.
You know what? I think I missed my deadline to sign up. I was definitely excited to go. I'm actually gonna. That reminds me, I gotta contact either Alex or Mary to try to reserve me a spot. Um, but if I do go, I'll probably post a video saying that I will be there. I went 2 years ago. Had too much fun. I didn't want to come home, but I'm, I'm hoping to have just as much fun if I go this year, and I'm really trying to go. So I'm gonna see what's up. I got to see what my schedule is like. I had 3 weeks off, so I don't know if I could take any more days off, but we'll see what's up. Hopefully I'll make it out.
Yeah, I was gonna try to make it, man. I was planning to make it, and just like I was chatting with you before we started the podcast, reconnected with my daughter, man, and just decided to focus that time on her. And unfortunately, I'm gonna miss this year, but I'm really gonna try to make it to either the next event after or next January. I want to pretty much say it's gonna be a lock. I'll be better prepared for it and be able to hopefully make that happen. So yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
gonna be there this year, but I'm kind of bummed about it, but it's for a good reason. So.
Yeah, no, I mean, a family comes first, but you know, TPE is definitely the show to go to. I mean, this is just between me and you. I mean, that's the hookah show. I mean, there's other shows like Champs and I think it's ASD, um, similar shows, but it's more directed towards a different type of community. TPE is more towards the hookah industry, and that's something that I missed out last year, and I really can't. I'm trying not to miss out this year.
Right on. I'm sure Alex will find a way to get you in there, man. So real quick, bro, Nizzle wanted to say, I thought AOJ was gone for good. I've been watching you for years. Glad you're back, brother. Just started
Yeah.
watching, just started watching Hookah Nuka, and I like what I see. No homo. Oh, we going full homo, dog. No, appreciate the love. Let's see. Strictly Shisha says dogwood supposedly absorbs nicotine. There's some on the Elmas hose. A hose made of that would be cool. Um, Dogwood. Are you familiar with dogwood?
Yeah, I'm familiar with dogwood. When I first got my Elmer's hose, somebody told me it was made of dogwood. Didn't know what the hell that was, to be honest. I had to Google it. Not gonna lie, had to Google it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's full hoses made out of dogwood, but I know that the Elmer's wooden mouth tip was dogwood. I'm not sure if the whole handle was, but I know, yeah, I know the mouth tip was.
Right on. So with this being early 2015, man, 2014 was a pretty exciting year for me personally. I did like a little shout out video or whatever, talked about some stuff. Do you have like what were your? I'm gonna put you on the spot here, Jay. What
Okay.
were your off the top of the head? What were your top five flavors of 2014, man? Or you know what? I won't say 2014. I'll just say of all time. Make it easier.
Top five flavors of all time. Man, I mean, there was a lot. To be honest, 2014 was a bit of a blur for me. So yeah, It's safe to say that I can't even remember really anything. I wouldn't want to remember anything in 2014. Um, but all-time favorites and a lot of things that I look forward to. I mean, well, one brand that I always look forward to seeing what they're going to produce, and a lot of people can disagree with me, but I'm gonna stick to my guns and say AF. A lot of people dislike AF. A lot of new smokers don't like AF. But if you go to a hookah lounge and you're a new smoker and you go to a hookah lounge and you order some type of mix, it's almost definitely going to be Starbucks or AF. Eventually, sometimes it'll creep into Nakla. Um, but yeah, anything AF really, and like I said, grapefruit mint, minting or mint cream by AF. Blueberry was pretty good for myself. Um, Watermelon mint. A lot of people, I got a lot of hate, and I did this video a long time ago. A lot of people didn't like watermelon mints, but I'm still true to my watermelon mint. I like watermelon flavors. Oh yeah, and that citrus spirit by their special edition line. I'm kind of digging that right now. Um, yeah, I wouldn't say too much, man. Oh, there goes my camera.
There goes the camera.
Yeah, I wouldn't say too much, man. I'm OG. Like I said, like I stick to real basic stuff. There's nothing really that I don't venture too far out from AF anymore.
Yeah, when you said that, man, all the traditionalists, you just made their heart melt. So I'm pretty sure they appreciate that AF shout out. One thing I'll say is Pure made a pretty big impact on me in 2014.
Oh yeah, of course,
Um,
yeah.
really excited to see what's going to come from Pure in 2015. From what I hear, man, it's going to be some good follow-ups to FML. Not necessarily mint, but there's some new stuff in the works, and Johnny's over there like a little chemist, just mixing stuff and getting stuff
Uh-huh.
ready for us. And I think it's going to be a good 2015 for Pure. I think they're going to come hard on the market. And real quick, shout out to Christian Laber. I hope I'm saying that right. But I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that love right there. I'm not gonna throw it all out there. I'm not gonna read it out there. But I appreciate that. I see you. I see you right
And yeah,
now.
back to that little. Sorry to cut you off. Back to that pure statement that you had there. That's another brand that I really look forward to seeing is Pure. That's probably one of the new modern brands that I smoke consistently, and I got a lot of heat for that one as well because I was probably one of the first ones to start smoking it, and they thought I was hyping it up. Um, but I'm just being me. I'm just being honest. I'm gonna give you guys what I think is good, and it's really up to you guys to judge for yourself whether you like it or not. I'm not here to sell you guys anything. I'm not here to shove anything down a consumer's throat. I don't make any money from it. I just do it because I love it. So that's why I kind of wanted to stay away from that. But yeah, Pure. Pure is my stuff.
Yeah, I actually received a little bit of heat when I was really hyping up FML. And again, it wasn't hype. Like that's how I felt about it. Like I felt like it was going to be a game-changing flavor. And I actually was introduced to Pure from your channel. So ever since I smoked it, man, like I just fell in love with it. It just literally took over my whole cabinet.
Hmm.
And I'm just, it's not all just hype, man. Like I really do love Pure. I want to say I love the new direction that Haze is going in. I feel
Hmm.
like they're coming correct. They're coming a little bit different with their flavors. I think they changed some things up, so that's awesome. Like I really love seeing that. They're staying competitive, and that's what I like to see. Like all the companies kind of, stepping up their game, keeping each other honest. Like nobody's getting lazy. So I really like to see that. Is there anything in? Oh, also I want to mention Jay's camera keeps going out because he's too hot for the camera, y'all. So sometimes camera needs a break, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like I know I try to deem myself the sexiest reviewer in hookah, but I mean, hey,
Hey.
hey, you know what I'm saying? It's the master right here. So you'll never hear me say that again, guys. So cherish that. Is there anything?
We got that on video though, right? We got that on video.
It's on video. I'm gonna have to private this video. Um, is there anything you're looking forward to in 2015 as far as like maybe a flavor that hasn't come out yet, or something you want to see like revamped from any brand?
Well, I haven't been, like I said, I've been so far out of the loop. A lot of new reviewers are coming in, and they're learning about things quicker than I am, which is great because I was starting to get to the point where I was like, kind of felt like I was boasting a little bit, bragging a little bit. But it's good to see other reviewers. I'm gonna stay out of the loop for a little bit. So I really haven't been keeping in touch with a lot of brands. I mean, I really didn't keep in touch with a lot of brands to begin with. Only, you know, I guess a little bird in my ear was me working at Five Star. I mean, I was always able to hear about the new stuff that was coming out, and I always got my hands on it first because I was either making the orders or I was unloading the orders. So
Right.
I was there firsthand, touching everything, smelling everything, doing anything like that. But one thing that I hope that they, I guess, make better is AF Mint because I mean FML kind of took up that spot for AF Mint for me, um, and a lot of people don't like AF or FML.
Yeah.
But for me, you know, I'm all about my mints. So, no, but yeah, that's one thing I hope that they improve, man. Is that OG, mint where people were buying it at the kilos and enjoying it. Because I know for myself, I was also buying it at the kilos and I loved it. Yeah, disappointment there. Hopefully they catch themselves before it's too late. And
Right.
yeah, I'm looking forward to something like that.
So speaking of AF, then obviously the new special edition line, we lost that 50-gram cut that everybody loves from AF. How do you feel about that, man? Like, cause I guess they don't make it. They only make it in the 250, the special edition. So is that something maybe you want to see in 2015 that they come out with that cut again, or?
Yeah, definitely. I noticed that from the first time I stuck my hand in the special edition. It's like, what the hell is this? This is not normal. Um, Somebody's slacking. That's the first thing I thought. Somebody's slacking on the cut. Um, and I noticed that it's iffy. It gets really iffy when you go from 50 grams to 250 grams. It doesn't necessarily have to be that special edition line. It's the same thing from regular AF 50 grams to regular AF 250 grams. The cut is just scattered. And I was talking to one of my other homies that smoke hookah a lot. He was looking through all the recent AFs that I got, 2000, I think it's 2015, 2015, or no, 2014, 15 batches. He was noticing that the cut was more finer. He's like, all the cuts on here are pretty good. I'm hoping that it's just uh, that batch for the special edition line that came out like that. I'm not sure if they rushed it to say, hey, we got to get all these flavors out now. You know, Forget what the cut looks like. Let's just get them out, see what happens. So I'm hoping that if special edition picks up, that they'll concentrate more on their fundamentals, you should say, on on their brand, man.
Yeah, for sure. I hope they reincorporate that fine cut. Just hit the chat box real fast. Christian Bambao. I'm sorry, Christian. I suck, man. But he wants to know if you've smoked any of the new Starbuzz flavors.
You know what? I'm not gonna hate on Starbuzz. I mean, I really have no reason to. Um, I have no personal beef with them, but I just don't smoke it. I used to smoke it a lot. I actually, when I first started smoking hookah, I was like all on Nakla, all on AF. That was the only two brands that I can really get at the time, which was somewhere close to 2004, I would say. And then Starbucks came out like a year later, and I was actually driving an hour and 15 minutes to go get it because the
Whew.
only place, yeah, the only place that I knew that had it was an hour and 15 minutes away. So I was going down to drive it. So Starbucks, I had a thing for Starbucks back then. Smoked it maybe close to, I don't know, whenever French Orange came out, and I got sick. And ever since then, I just never had the same taste for it.
I
So
gotcha.
yeah, I haven't smoked Starbucks in a long time, so I can't really touch on that.
Yeah, I smoked a few of their new flavors. They're good. They're good. I mean, it hasn't been honestly, it hasn't been anything that's blown me away, but it's met my expectation of what Starbuzz is. I kind of hold Starbuzz in a high regard because that was my go-to tobacco early on, and sometimes kind of like how you're true to AF, like that's your roots. That's kind of what Starbuzz was for me, and I'm probably gonna get hell for that. But I mean, it is what it is. Like that's what I liked, and I can't help what my palate likes. But like I said, nothing really blew me away. I know they went on this like peach craze for a
Hmm.
while on the bold line. Like everything was peach, and I mean, I like peach, but it was like, let's get a little something else in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I smoked some of the new Starbucks stuff, and I mean, I wasn't disappointed, so I'll say that on there. Real quick, shout out to Il Smitty J. It is actually his birthday, so happy birthday, Smitty.
Happy birthday, sir.
We got a viewer in Germany that says, "Oh my God, I suck with these names." Ilhan Zatar. He says, "What's up? Greetings from Germany. It's early in the morning here. Don't have to work today, so I can watch the stream. So we thank you for spending this time with us."
Oh, word.
Uh, let's see. Strictly Shisha says, "Were you guys disappointed with the AF Special Edition flavor strength and the flavor longevity?" I'll touch on that first. I've only smoked Sparkle and Kiwi Garden from them. Sparkle was fantastic. I loved it. It actually made one of my top five flavors of 2014. And I didn't really have a problem with the longevity of it. Flavor strength was fine. It wasn't overpowering, but it wasn't too light. It was just like that happy medium. Kiwi Garden, that flavor's not for everybody, but I didn't. It wasn't that bad for me. And same deal. I didn't really see a problem with the longevity or the flavor strength. What about you, Jay?
Um, I mean, I've been preaching this whole time. AF is my stuff. And yeah, some of the flavorings. I haven't tried all of them. I tried probably four of them. And I, I, I would have to say I've only liked two of them so far. One of them was like mango something. I want to say mango mayhem or something like something similar with that. I didn't like it. I don't like AF's mango. That's yeah. I never liked AF mango. Well, I guess at one point I did, but yeah, that's not a flavor that I like. Banana Montana, something I was really looking forward to. Have a thing. I like the taste of banana anything really, and that's something that really disappointed me. I still have a lot of it, and I was actually going to review it. And so you know what? It's not worth me mentioning and putting out there for people to be disappointed. I didn't want to be responsible for that, so um, so I didn't go ahead and put that out. So those are the two flavors that I really dislike. There was that lemon something lemon. I don't know. These names are just getting way too complicated for me. But but that lemon one I like, and this one citrus spirit I definitely like because I like that citrusy mix. It's just something that I've always mentioned in a lot of my reviews is that I like citrus.
I think the lemon one you're talking about was Sparkle because that's a lemony one. Unless they had another lemon one.
No, no,
Real
not
quick, Christina Hernandez said good night, so she's tuning out. So thanks for tuning in, Christina.
later.
Um, Christian asks, I'm not gonna even try to say her last name anymore, bro. Christian asks, are there any kilo flavors that you always keep on hand? Go ahead, Jay, take
Kilos,
it away.
kilos. Oh man, kilos. You know what? I actually recently wanted to pick up a kilo of FML. I wanted a kilo. I don't buy. This is the thing. I don't buy kilos anymore. Just be other than mint. just because I get sick of flavors very quickly. Um, and I don't want to have too many flavors on hand. I don't want them to go bad. I don't want them to go stale or anything like that. It's nice to have a variety, but I usually just go 4 or 5 flavors deep. I don't go any more than that. And it's usually 250 grams. But like other than mint and Bananarama, that's pretty much it for myself.
Damn, you just read my mind, Jay, because that's, I mean, I have a kilo of fresh mint, but I don't really do kilos either. But if I had to pick some, it would definitely be probably FML, fresh mint, and Bananarama. Like Bananarama is just that's my second flavor of all time for me. So
Yeah, and that's the thing with with kilos is that you gotta really like something for it to be in a kilo. Usually kilos run from anywhere from $40 up to it can be $70. And that's just not something I'm willing to drop. There's a lot more things I could do with that money, other than buy a kilo of tobacco. So I usually just pace myself and go with the 250 grams.
yeah, that's the safest way to do it. Like you said, you don't want anything going stale, going bad. My cabinet's so full of 250s and 100 grams. Like I really don't need kilos. Like other than like fresh mint, like mint's really because I tend to mix mint with everything. So I think I'm gonna go through that, pretty
Yeah,
fast. Other than that, like you said, if you're not, I mean, the only other one I do would be Bananarama. So,
yeah.
um, let's see. Oh, here's a new one from Amir. He says, "What's your guys' opinion on Fomari? I hear and read mixed reviews about them." I guess I'll touch on that first. Fomari, I mean, I had a good experience with Fomari. They have good flavors. It's just a different type of smoke for me. Like, for me, every Fumari I've had, like, I mean, it has a sweet um, accent about it, but
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't really find that sweetness. Like I thought, like in like Tutti Frutti, for example, I thought that was just gonna be super sweet, but to me, it really wasn't. Like it was nice though.
Mhm.
So I mean, I don't really have a problem with Fomari. Fomari is good. It's just I got to be in the mood for it. What about you, Jay?
Fumari, I would say, is probably one of the most, I guess, smoked tobaccos as far as modern goes. And this is other than pure because I was actually smoking Fumari way before I was smoking pure. One of the other brands that I smoke a lot. But there's only certain flavors, select flavors. I can't go through all of Fumari because some of it, like you said, it's sweet. Some of it's really sugary, and I really don't dig this heavy sugary taste to it. I guess you can say.
Yeah.
So there's only certain flavors. I mean, if you're going to smoke Fumari and you're going to go based off other people's opinions, they're going to tell you that blueberry muffin, um, stuff like basic stuff like that uh, is what to smoke. And I would say really take their judgment because Kumari is really a hit or miss. I mean, there's really some really good flavors from them, and then there's some flavors that I personally think that are really bad. Um, but everybody has, like you said, a different palate. Other people like different things, and that's the wonderful thing about hookah is that everybody likes something different. Um, you can't please everybody, and especially when you're smoking with friends, they usually have the same sense of taste as you do. You guys come to an agreement on, what you guys all like to smoke, and that's with Famari. You really just gotta go ahead and read people's opinions and what you see a lot of like blueberry muffin is gonna be one of the flavors that everybody likes. Mint chocolate chill is gonna be something that everybody likes. White gummy bear is going to be that everybody likes. Try those flavors first and see if you like Famari.
Right on. Real quick, we got another question. We got a couple, but let me tag on this one first. Just because last year was my first experience with Nakla, towards the end of 2014, and wow, I was blown away. Yeah, I really enjoy Nakla a lot. And Bro Nizzle says, talking mints, have you smoked miso mint? Which I personally haven't. I think you have, Jay.
Yep.
He says, how do you think it compares to like the menthol hit and taste overall to FML?
You know what? When I was smoking miso, it was probably one of the or miso mint, I should say. It was probably one of the strongest mints you can possibly get on the market, other than cane mint. It was one of the ones that just hit you in the lungs, just made everything cold. That has kind of died down. So I don't know whether he's talking about the old miso mint or the new miso mint. When I was working at a 5 star, we had a bad case of miso mint where it actually smelled. What I was saying that it smelled like was cucumbers. It
Oh
smelled
wow.
strange. Yeah, it smelled like cucumbers. A lot of people were complaining that it wasn't strong, that it was we were selling like it was a bad batch. I got the chance to try it, and yeah, it wasn't as good as the miso as I remember. So that's really hard to say because I don't know what he remembers or what he's smoking. But FML, that's on a whole new level. It's very strong. I mean, it just hits you in the throat.
Right on. And then we'll wrap it up here in a little bit. But Jay Hookah Smoke asked, what was the best tobacco company in 2014 in your opinion? I mean, I'll start out first. Like, there really wasn't a best. Like, everybody had their own punch to the game, so to speak. Like, everybody kind of made their impact. I wouldn't say anyone bested anybody. Um, I just think they all, for the most part, as speaking as a whole, I think every tobacco company kind of did their part and contributed well. I don't know if you'll echo those same thoughts or not, but what do you think, Jay?
Yeah, you know what? I'm a sneakerhead. I like a variety of sneakers. A lot of people nowadays, I mean, this is kind of getting off topic, but a lot of people nowadays, especially the younger kids, are all about their J's. You know what I mean? They're all about the style, what's in, what's trending. Same thing goes with tobacco companies. You know what I mean? Don't tell me you're gonna pull out some J's.
I'm pulling out some Kobe's. I'm
You
pulling out
know
some
what?
Kobe 8s.
I got some inks on. I was balling today, so
Oh, those are
I had some
so
inks.
fresh.
And I got two. I picked up two new Kobe's. Actually, my girlfriend picked me up some Lori and Marion High School Kobe's. She's not a senior. She visited me this weekend, and then I picked up the Kobe 9 Silks yesterday.
Ooh.
So I got two more Kobe's. But yeah, like I said, I like a variety. And I think each company, like a lot of people like that are into Jordans, younger kids, they like Jordans. It's all about the hype. It's all about status. It's all about that. That's how tobacco companies are as well. Some people like Reebok. Some people like Nike. They all come out with shoes directed towards a certain demographic, a certain style, certain crowd. Same thing with tobacco companies. They know what people like. For instance, actually, the owner of Starbucks, he told me that what they like on West Coast, they don't like on the East Coast. Two different
Wow.
flavor palettes. You know what I mean? In the East Coast, they like more of that earthy pine taste. You know what I mean? So that's Lebanese bombshell. You know what I mean? What was that? Green Savior. Something similar to that.
Hmm.
On the West Coast, we like more of that citrus fruity style stuff because it's hotter out here. You know what I mean? Um, so we like more of the refreshing feel. And like you said, I think a lot of companies come out and they have what they're known for, and it's directed towards them. Same thing with tobacco companies. Everybody came out with their own certain style, and they executed it all well, and they're getting a lot of love from their particular crowd. That's just how it is.
I agree with that. And just in case, like, some of y'all don't believe, like, I am a sneakerhead, so that's real talk.
Don't make
I
me
got
pull
I
out the
got tons of
boxes.
sneakers. Yeah, don't make me pull out the boxes on y'all. But that's interesting, man. I didn't realize like it was split up like that. I didn't realize that what necessarily sells great on the East Coast doesn't do so well on the West Coast. I never knew that. That's interesting.
I mean, it's like that all the time. I mean, even he was even going down to hookahs. Like what sells really popular on the East Coast is not what we're into over here. I mean, it's just, and he put it really into perspective, and it was really it was an eye-opening experience because when I was doing reviews at that time, I was preaching. I'm not gonna lie, I was preaching kind of, what I liked, and that's what made me switch my whole review style up, which was I'm not gonna rate anything anymore. I'm just gonna give you guys my opinion. I'm gonna give you guys an in-depth look on what it looks like. So if you guys can get your hands on it, hopefully you guys can see the quality and get a sense of what I'm trying to explain, not necessarily trying to sell it. I was never trying to do that, but looking back at my old reviews, I kind of was. So, um, and it was doing I was doing it unintentionally. Um, but yeah, he really opened up my eyes to a different game because I mean, like we have people watching from Germany. You know what I mean? So they like their whole tobacco and their whole hookah lifestyle is way different than ours. So everybody chases clouds, everybody chases flavors. Two different opinions.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I'm learning a lot. Real fast to wrap up some of the chat stuff. Shout out to Hookah Chef. He got on me for not shouting him out on the 2014 video. So my bad. I mean, I said I forgot a few people, so my bad. Christian says Air Max all day. I got love for the Air Maxes. Don't get it
Well, you know
twisted.
what? Hold on. You want some MX infrared? What
Ooh!
is them?
Yo, we ain't playing, son.
I
We just
mean,
went sneakerhead on y'all.
I can go real old school and get some Bape Star if you need me to. You
Oh
guys know what Bape
snap.
Star? Bape. It's all around love.
That's what's up. That's what's up. There was another question I thought I saw. Uh, I guess Bro Nizzle was talking about when the guy that asked you about the miso. I guess he was talking about the old flavor. Just to clarify that.
It's pretty.
And
Just to say, then it's pretty comparable. It really is. Like FML is really strong. I mean, I think it's not that same Well, it's more of a menthol, which is not club miso. It's more of a mint leaf type of flavor to it. It's a little more natural. Um, so I don't know. He has to be the judge for that. I'd say definitely just try it out, man.
before we wrap up and get out of here, I see a little banner back there, so we got to talk about the Lake Show.
Lakers everywhere.
Everywhere, all day. I know we're not doing too hot this season. I'm kind of mixed on it, man. I'm kind of mixed. I kind of was on Team Tank for a little bit because I wanted the top five pick. Because as
Oh, okay.
most people know, if we don't get a top five pick, we got to give that pick to the Phoenix Suns. So that'll be no good for our rebuilding process. But to this point, do you like? I mean, you can't possibly like what you've seen, but do you feel like we're taking a step in the right direction, or?
You know what? If they can add, you know what? Like I like seeing the pieces to the puzzle now because they're all really buying into this team, this team strategy type of thing. They're really staying together, and I'm not necessarily saying that's a good thing for winning championships because it's not. I mean, no, just because you guys have good chemistry and you guys are all having fun, it's not going to win you championships. And if you got somebody like Kobe on the line, he's not going to have that. I mean, it's just how it is. But if they can add a few pieces to the puzzle, I mean, it'll be good. Like if we would have got Rondo, it,
Oh.
it, it would have changed everything. But you know what? Laker fans, that's how we are. We hope and dream. And we're so spoiled and we're used to winning. We're used to getting in our way. That's just how we are. We're so impatient. But I think also Byron Scott, just because he's Laker legend, nobody's really yapping right now. You know what I mean? They're not gonna go against Byron.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know if you caught the game. I think it was last night when we played Portland. Seeing Damian Lillard in the fourth, man, that was Kobe. Like what, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Like the way he just took over the game, and that's what we don't have when Kobe doesn't play. We
Hmm.
don't have that person. Nobody can stop him, dude. I mean, he's hitting threes with people in his face, and it's just so Kobe-esque. But we didn't because Kobe was resting. We didn't really have anybody to battle back with him. You know what I mean? Like I love Nick Young, I love Swaggy P, but he's not Kobe.
It's not. Damian Lillard went off. I mean, boy is good. I mean, Oakland. A lot of cool point guards come out of Oakland. I mean, I was hoping that he wouldn't have signed some crazy deal with Portland, but I mean, Portland got him a lot. Same thing with Paul George, another California native out of my
Yep.
hometown. Some of my homies balled with him. Some of the people I played on the travel team balled with him. Um, it's nobody had like a lot of these upcoming people. They have that drive. They have that hunger still, the will to win. They're throwing up shots with confidence. They're running plays. We don't have that. No. Everybody looks to Kobe like, hey, you gonna do this or what? It's not gonna happen. We don't have a young star yet. Maybe Julius Randle. I see spurts of it in Jordan Clarkson. He wants to drive. He wants to show what he has. Just not giving the time. He's a little too aggressive. A little too happy. Yeah, we don't got that yet. But bring back the '09 champs, man. That's what I'm saying.
Hey.
Come on. it's, it's disappointing, man. But like I said, I like seeing little spurts of it. I was on the tank. The tank riding as well. Um, but yeah, little spurts in here and there ain't gonna do it for us. And like Magic said, it if you're gonna lose, lose. I mean, if you're gonna win, win. But we can't run this middle of the pack stuff.
Yeah, for sure. I'm hoping we can find a way to get Mark Gasol. I know somebody mentioned that. I was going to touch on that. And real quick, Jordan Clarkson. Shout out to the Philippines, even though I'm not Filipino. Ex
Hey,
Flip Squad in this piece,
ex
baby.
Flip Squad, you know.
So I
I'm
guess on
telling you.
that note, we'll go ahead and wrap it up. And on an ending note, will LA ever be a Clippers town?
No.
Hell
Come on.
no.
Boy,
Hell no.
baby brother still always.
Exactly. Always the JV squad. Remember that. Remember that. So for AyohJay, this is J Nuck, and got some exciting reviews coming. Got a lot of pure reviews coming. Hopefully some more haze, something girly. Got a lot of stuff coming to the channel. Trying to throw in some more skits, some entertainment in between reviews, just to not bore anybody. So that's what I got coming. Jay, you kind of spoke on it before, but if you want to touch on it again, what's coming in 2015, what we could all expect to see from you.
You know what? I'm just like we did in this podcast. I'm a freestyle man. Got nothing really planned. Although my last video, I asked people in the little comment section to find what was wrong with my video. They actually, some of them found it. So I'm gonna try to go ahead and try to get into contact with these guys, the ones that actually um, found what was wrong with my video because they actually sat through it and watched it. And realize what I did wrong. I'm gonna try to get into contact with them and shoot them something like a flavor 200 grams something, just for my appreciation. But other than that, man, I don't have nothing else. If you haven't heard of me, you should check me out. Pretty cool.
There you go. There you go. And I just want to say, I couldn't find anything wrong because you can't do no wrong, dog. Like
Oh,
hey.
hey.
Nah, but we're gonna go ahead and sign out, guys. I actually was gonna ask you about the Al Ryan. I totally spaced on it, but we can hit that next time.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's something I need to try too. I haven't tried Al Ryan yet, so look for that in 2015, everybody. And yeah, that's been the show. We started out talking about the AOT Carbon 1, gave you information on that, and then we kind of just freestyled into a Q&A. So it's beautiful. I love that. So thank you, Jay, for coming on. Again, Happy New Year, and
Happy New Year.
it's gonna be a dope 2015, man. So we will see you guys around.
We're gonna love it.
Deuces.